Okay, the meeting will come to order. I'm joined by commissioners from both the Public Safety Civil Service Commission and the Civil Service Commission. To my left is Commissioner Green, Chairman of the Public Safety Civil Service Commission. My name is Ray Caesar. I'm the Chairman of the Civil Service Commission. Him and I both co-chairing this meeting. We both decided that I chair the meeting today. If there's no objection, therefore, I will be chairing this meeting today. Next order of business. Oh, by the way, for the secretary of the time is now 10:05.
Yes.
Okay. Chair recognizes Commissioner Green for the land acknowledgement.
The Civil Service Commission and the Public Safety Civil Service Commission acknowledges that we are on the ancestral lands and waters of the Coast Salish and Duwamish people and their descendants. We honor with gratitude the land and the people past and present.
Thank you, Commissioner Green. Meeting guidelines. Members may raise their hands to the floor and remain seated when making motions or speaking. No limit to the number of times a member can speak to a debatable question, except on appeal. Members may speak only once. The chair may speak twice. Informal discussions will be allowed while no motion is pending. Votes will be by voice. The chairman may speak formal discussions and debate and vote on all questions. Introductions. My name is Ray Caesar. I'm the Civil Service Commission and Chair of the Civil Service Commission. Chairman, commissioners will introduce themselves, followed by the staff.
Great. My name is Stacy Knoll, and I'm one of the commissioners on the Public Safety Civil Service Commission.
And my name is Richard Green. I'm also one of the commissioners on the Public Safety Civil Service Commission.
And I'm Mary Wyden Williams. I am a member of the Civil Service Commission.
And I am Denise Wells on the Civil Service Commission on the phone.
Thank you, Commissioner Wells. I'm Andrea Shealy. I'm the Executive Director of the Civil Service Commission.
Sarah Butler, Operations and Policy Advisor for the Civil Service Commission's Department.
Teresa Jacobs, Executive Assistant for Civil Service Commission.
Mike Nelson, Public Safety Exams Manager.
Welcome, Mike. Mike is our new manager.
New guy. I'm Joe Levan, in the City Attorney's Office, Legal Counsel for the Commissions.
And I'm Ann Gold, also with the City Attorney's Office and also counsel to the commissions.
Okay, we have if it's okay with you, we do have a brief presentation looking back on the work of these two commissions in 2024. Sarah Butler is going to start us off. Maybe go to slideshow. Thanks.
And
yes, I will present on the first section. Yes, thank you. All right, so this is sort of just a place setting. You know, we're here with both of our commissions. I want to thank all of the commissioners who are able to be here today and those who are on the telephone working hard to get here, and also to thank those who are not able to be here with us today. You all know that the work of these two commissions, you know what the work is, and you know that where the work overlaps is sort of the civ department. We house these two commissions. And this is going to the next slide. We're going to talk about a few highlights in 2024, and then Sarah will talk about, I'll talk about the highlights, and then Sarah will talk about the ongoing work of our department. So we had some real achievements in 2024, especially on the public safety civil service side for police officer hiring. And I'm going to give credit to a lot of people who are here and not here. Yoshiko Grace-Matsu is here, Thebia Mogan is here, Adelaide is on the phone, and the people who aren't here, I don't think, are Rachel Sade and Amy Jo Snowberger. Yes, she's going by a different name half the year. I really do know her name. All right, so you all witnessed so very much of this, and thank you all for your support throughout this process. But we had lots of engagement with electeds this year with the mayor's office and the city council. It's been a high city priority, one of their primary priorities, to increase staffing in the Seattle Police Department. We are a crucial part of that as we run the application and testing processes for all the ranks in the public safety civil service, including that rank. There was also a recruitment and retention ordinance passed by the city council mid-year that provided resources and direction for some work in our department. We were able to promote Adelaide Alderks to do a big chunk of this work, and hire Thebia to do a big chunk of it as well. This is all work that we're doing now. We're really it's starting to pay dividends. I won't read all of these to you, but feel free to review, and I just wanted to acknowledge all of that work that's gone into it. We also, were asked to consider changing the entry-level police officer examination. With so much staff support and hard work, was able to conduct a due diligence process on that exam, and the commission ultimately decided to continue using the exam that we currently use and was developed specifically for the city of Seattle as we headed into the consent decree in 2012. So they voted to continue with the current vendor and continue our ongoing process improvements. Thanks for moving to that next slide. And as I said, it's paying our work along with other work by the city council, our labor partners, and almost infinite number of people is paying dividends. From January to September, we've seen a 104% increase in applications for Seattle police officer. We just learned from the Seattle Police Department that by the end of the year, they will be net positive on police officers for 2024. That's the first year in a very long time. So congratulations to everybody, and not just in this room or in this department, that is doing this hard and good work. The other big project that some of you know I've been working towards for years is to reorganize the staff of the public safety civil service testing unit into this department. Yay! So we finally are going to be able to do that. The budget, I think, was passed yesterday. Final vote next week. But by MOA, that unit transferred to this department on October 1st. And the budget, I am confident, will do the same for the departmental budget. One of the outcomes of that reorganization is that we get to hire a new public safety exams manager. That is Mike, and Dave Wright is not here, and he will continue to work with this unit for a few more months. And I just really want to recognize and acknowledge Dave Wright's wonderful, incredible leadership of that unit for the past 7 years. He's a really special person, and I'm glad the city will continue to have him working for it in a different role. We're also getting to reorganize our space, but I probably told many of you all about that. This is a really exciting development, and more to come, but mostly on the departmental side. Okay, thanks. We move to the next slide, Sarah. Okay, this is just showing the additional employees that were either added or transitioning to this department, or have transitioned to this department rather. We're growing, and it feels like we're finally getting things right-sized and organized in the way that it really ought to have been for a long time. I'm excited about the future. A couple other things that happened this year. We had 2 new elected commissioners, Tom Applegate for the Public Safety Civil Service Commission, and Commissioner Caesar, who's here with us today, who also took up the mantle when the call came to him of becoming the chair. And Commissioner Caesar, thank you. And you have done and are doing a really wonderful job. Thank you for stepping into that leadership gap. I really appreciate it. Denise Wells also was appointed to replace Commissioner Charlene McMillan, who resigned from the commission earlier this year, and also is stepping into a leadership gap. Thank you so much, Denise. We're so excited to work with you, and I think based on your experience, your attitude, and just your knowledge about city processes and your philosophies, I think you're going to be you already are and will continue to be a wonderful commissioner on the Civil Service Commission.
Thank you.
The Public Safety Civil Service, just last month, I think, amended 2 of its rules of practice and procedure. Thank you all for that very thoughtful work. So that's really exciting. This is really a good correction, especially for 9.12, to establish that there can be a minimum score for oral boards for fire exams. And I think that rule 9.23 will helps to clarify for both the commissioners and members of the public what we do on exam protests, or what the commission does on exam protest reviews. And I'll hand it to Sarah.
All right, so I will talk a little bit about ongoing work of Civ department in addition to all these other projects that need to be away this year. First, I want to acknowledge that we've had some great commission meetings this year between both commissions. There were 20 public meetings and 2 retreats. Our meetings remain hybrid, but as we all know, we switched to a new platform in September, and that was actually an opportunity to kind of retool some of our practices around public comment to be sure that we hear from the public and maintain order in a good meeting. There was a training earlier this year which several commissioners and staff attended on elements of parliamentary practice, and we've begun implementing those. Public safety exams, I won't read all of these out, but here are some numbers. There is a large volume of exams that our staff continue to administer, in addition to the other work that came up this year with our engagement council. Promotional exams as well as entry level. Here's a little chart on appeals that were filed. There were no formal appeals filed with the Civil Service Commission. However, several employees did reach out to us and we provided some consultation on them. And I do think that even grievances that are filed are very low, if any, this year. So it's just not been an active year for the Civil Service Commission. There were 5 appeals filed with the Public Safety and Civil Service Commission. Other oversight activities were the PSCSC produced certifications, look over probationary extensions, requests for reinstatement, received and monitored notices of disciplinary actions. Similarly, the Civil Service Commission receives and monitors disciplinary actions and probationary dismissals. And I will be looking at this further towards the end of the year. And I'm curious to see where actions are happening in the city. In outreach, did a website refresh. This is kind of a reorganization, retooling just some of the narrative about who we are and what we do this year. And then just last week, we published police officer exams data to the website, sort of a dashboard or beginning of a dashboard, and this shows how applications for police officer entry level have gone over the past year. We see that last piece where the applications did increase significantly.
Yeah, and this on the website, this is just a slide here, but it's a Power BI, so you can interact with this data and drill down a little bit closer on different parts if you're interested in that. it's pretty cool.
And then finally, other outreach presented to 3 departments, non-public safety departments around civil service concepts, tried to understand some opportunities for educating employees, created and circulated a civil service one-pager, maintained LinkedIn presence. We have a new newsletter tool, which we hope to use more in the future. And we issued several press releases about public safety civil service exam activities and received some local news coverage in 2024.
All right, and looking to 2025, on the public safety side, and this is just what we know about, you know, things always come up, but we think there'll be more of a focus on the fire side in 2025. We do know that in this 25 budget, there is funding for to start doing an annual firefighter test. Currently, we've done it every other year. So that will add 1 FTE to this department as well. So we'll start another hiring process for that. We are working with our class comp unit to ensure that there are class specifications and updated class specifications for all of the ranks classifications in the public safety civil service system. And these are the promotional exams that are in development now and on deck to be administered in 2025. For Civil Service Commission and for our department generally, we have elections coming in 2026, and so I feel like as it's finally feeling to me like we are resourcing staff sufficiently, and so I look forward to us doing more outreach to civil service members in 2026, so they'll know that there is an election coming and what they're voting for. We also have some ideas about building videos for both the civil service and public safety civil service. We want to communicate with employees in as many ways as we can to let them know what their rights are and what our services and processes are. We plan to reconnect with city employee conflict resolution groups, and this department is coming together in a new way. It's growing, and we're bringing in new staff. And we want to make sure that we take the time to build something sustainable, resilient. So we'll be doing some internal work in our department to, to retool and establish what our values, mission, and vision are. And just for my part, I want to thank every single person involved in this work. What an incredible team. Like, I really just truly mean that, from the commissioners to the staff. Teresa, I want to call out the work that you are doing right now. Every single person in this department, I want to call out the work specifically you're doing on the reorganization. She's managing this project like a pro and making things happen that wouldn't otherwise happen. I really appreciate it. Every single person has stepped up and is just really like growing in their role, performing the highest level of work. And I am just so grateful to be the director of this department. And that's what we've got. Thank you, everyone.
Commissioners, I will now go into executive session to review the performance of a public employee. It is expected the commissioners will be in executive session about a half an hour. I think about a half an hour. The time is now
10:23.
10:23, and so about 30 minutes. Right at 11 o'clock, we should be returning.
So you can always extend it. So you think you're gonna be half an hour, or do you think you can go 15 minutes to extend if you need to, or?
So we have I just want to know, we have a Public Safety Civil Service Commission scheduled to start at 11:15.
You want to do 15, and then we can extend it. Yeah. Okay. So that'd be like 10.
Yeah, we're gonna kick them out of here.
When you come back. Okay.
They're going in.
Oh, they're going that way. I'm sorry, I said,
You all said. Do I do anything to like, I don't want to leave the meeting, but just want to.
You just want to pause it.
Where do I do that? I'll let you do it.
Okay, we're gonna go in that room over there, correct?
Yeah, we got that table set up. Hopefully that'll be enough people. There's six over there.
Maybe I get to meet.
You know what? Let me give you Denise's phone number. You can call her. Whatever. Oh, well, then you can call her. Yeah, you know her. And maybe they'll call you because.
Okay, thanks.
Needs to be closed.
Because it's auto, okay, yeah, it's auto record. Do you want to put us on mute and?
Yeah. That'd be great. Oh, yeah, Dale's in there.
The commission is extending its executive session for 15 additional minutes. Thank you.
It is now. You looking at my watch.
It's 10:58.
Do we have any?
Okay, and so we're back in executive session. Thank you for your patience. We had a wonderful discussion, Director Shelley, on the performance review and what Mr. Green and I and how we came up with our written statement. We shared it with the several other commissioners. It was an extremely positive environment and discussion on on our report, on what was presented. We made it very clear that what we shared was from our personal experience and shared experience, the public meetings that we've been involved in, and actually seeing what was done, the work that you performed. And overall, I think that basically that we all agreed that we appreciate everything that you have done with the police department and on the civil service side with the limited. There was challenges on both sides. The meeting was extended for another 10, for a couple of more minutes, so that we could iron out the details. And but overall, it was a wonderful discussion. And I'm sure you're going to be hearing more about that. And is there any other commissioner would like to see?
I'll quickly add on, I second everything that was just said, and I know that we started in 2019. We did. And I did too, and it's a different world now, and the rate of change has been remarkable. And your ability to adapt and learn and facilitate change on behalf of the whole department. It's hard to explain how different things are. I think Teresa knows better than any of us and other folks who work for the commission, but it's you've arrived in a place with a bigger staff and a mandate to do the work that you were hired to do, but in a different way. And you've risen to those challenges over the years. There has not been an easy year. In fact, I think every year we think, wow, a lot happened. We went through the ringer. Next year, calmer waters, and that's never been the case. And you've stuck with it. You've stood by your team, and the fact that the department has grown several-fold is a testament to your confidence, your advocacy, your skills, but your commitment to the mission. And I think you've heard this time and time again, but it bears repeating. Not many of us have worked with many people who adopt and believe in the mission that they've chosen to work on so deeply and so thoroughly. And your ability to retain talent is, I think, directly related to your, again, deep and fundamental belief in what this department does. And it is unseen labor. The people of the city of Seattle have no idea what happens here. Well, some of them do. But it's also can be thankless work, and those can be very difficult jobs when there's no glory. There's not going to be a public meeting where you get the work you have done and the work the whole team is doing gets thanked or glorified on behalf of the community. You're not going to get that. But it bears saying in a public setting. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, just to add on, yes, a lot was discussed about the staff and the support of the staff, and obviously, you're the leader of the staff, and hopefully with the 5, 6 additional, 8 additional employees you have, they have that same spearhead them the same way. Is there any other debate or discussion? The next order of business is that we on this.
I am so sorry to interrupt, but do we have to have a public comment period if there's going to be final actions?
Well, there was a public comment on the agenda. Was that you?
I don't think we called it.
Yeah, you can call for that. You can call for public comment.
Okay, public comment. Do we have any?
Was any received otherwise?
No.
Okay.
The next order of business is to get a motion on what this special meeting is all about, the merit days and the annual wage increases. Just to look for a little background, if Mr. Dale would just sort of in a short synopsis on merit days and annual wage increases and what that is determined.
Sure. Nice to meet you. My name is Dale Hitzman, Senior HR Business Partner in Service Delivery Division, which is housed in Seattle Human Resources. I support this office with HR services. So in terms of merit days, broadband staff, which would be salaried staff, are granted between 0 and 6 days of merit leave based on their performance in the previous year. The annual wage increase this year, from what I understand from labor relations, that has been negotiated with the represented staff is going to be 4%. I don't know whether the mayor's office or the council will vote for the same percentage for salaried staff. In the past, they generally have. Any questions or?
Any further?
Thank you.
Yeah. Any further debate?
So I would move that we award 6 days of merit days.
I second.
It is moved and seconded that we move to 6 days of merit days be awarded. Any? Be awarded.
I vote in favor.
I'm sorry, I just went blank.
So, is any discussion?
Are there any further questions? Is there further questions? Hearing none. So the motion is on granting 6 merit days be awarded, which would be the max. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. No? All those opposed, say no. Hearing none, the ayes have it.
And I would move that we adopt the annual wage increase that our benevolent city council mayor will approve. Well, right, when will they be doing this? Like in the final budget next week, is that right?
I don't.
It's always a mystery. It's a mystery when how they do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I recall it. Yeah, it is. So I would move that we adopt whatever wage increase the city council and mayor approve.
I second that.
This is moved and seconded that annual wage increase be to the max that whatever the city department will determine. Is there any question? Any questions? Hearing none. The motion is now on. The motion is moved and seconded that annual wage increase be extended to the maximum that the city will provide. All those in favor say
Aye.
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 all those opposed. Hearing none, the ayes have it, and the annual wage increase will be increased to the maximum to what the city department will, city council will determine as the annual wage increase.
Thank you. Thank you all. Oh,
Any older business?
Okay, any new business? If there is no objection, the meeting will now adjourn.
thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no objection, the meeting is now.
All right.
8.
Denise. Thanks, she's done. Bye, thank you, everyone.